Sackham Souls in here during the spring, but we didn't have you. Just wanted to get your backstory and what got you here and how you fitting in so far.
I came from Colorado, transferred from Colorado, Colorado all 3 years, and then after the season, decided to get in the portal. Then it was actually a pretty quick process. I took one visit before I came here. And then while I was on that visit, Coach CJ actually he had like hit me up and stuff and wanted to get in contact with me. And then by that night, I already had a visit scheduled. Got up here on a visit. Really, everything had just lined up. I really feel like it was a good coaching staff fit for me where I am in my journey right now, and also a good scheme fit. Also, just being around guys that also want it as bad as me. So I feel like it was a no-brainer once I came on my visit here. So.
Stephen, Coach called you out the other day saying you've done well. Looks like you're in good position right now. What's the camp been like for you to start getting ready for this season?
Gruesome. Camp has been gruesome, but I think we make it gruesome so, the season is easy. It's been fun though. We having fun, but.
Gruesome meaning just the grind of it, or what are you talking about?
We want the season to be easy as possible, so going hard right now so we're not panicking or, exhausted when the season comes. We already seen it. We already been in tempo after going tempo again. Like we it's nothing we haven't seen when the season comes. So we just been grinding.
Yeah. Same question to you. How's camp been? And also we've been seeing some first team reps from you in recent times. Can you just talk about how camp's gone? I don't know.
Check the date on that.
Yeah.
It's newer.
I think this has been a really good camp. I think I took a big jump from spring ball personally, just being able to just settle down in the defense. I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable now, like within my position and the role that I'm at now compared to where I was in the spring. And then I feel like I'm just playing a lot faster and just making a lot more plays. So I feel like this will be a really good year for me personally and also for the team. I feel like we have a really good back end. We have good depth. Really, in safety, I feel like we have really good depth. I feel like everyone is versatile enough to be able to change and play different positions and stuff like that. So everyone's able to feed off of one another. Maybe one man's weakness, maybe another man's strength. So it really, I feel like there's no weak links in our safety room. So.
Carter, you pretty much mostly work at the star?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you ever work at the other safety spots?
In the spring, I played a little bit of safety, but since we came back at camp, I've just been that strictly star.
Mm-hmm. But you played safety pretty much exclusively, I guess, at Colorado? You mix it up.
Well, came in as a freshman. I played corner as a freshman, and then played a little bit of star my freshman year too. And then my sophomore year, I played 7 positions my sophomore year. So I played every position in secondary, and I played a little bit of linebacker too. So I was like Swiss Army knife kind of sort of. And then last year I played a lot of free, and then we would go like third down. I played dime and stuff like that. So
You ran a 23 mile an hour this offseason, is that right?
I would say, what number said 22.9, but I mean, I'll say
22.9.
I'll say,
Yeah.
I'll say
Was anybody faster than that?
No. I mean, I feel like we all in the room know who is the actual fastest guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go by the numbers of the GPS, then I would say I'm fast on the team.
Stephen, you said last spring that you were focusing on your weight. You wanted to get to a certain weight. So I'm curious what else you focused on in the off season.
I think my first 2 years, I could tell you, I was just kind of rushing the passer here, getting in on some first, second down. So being able to really read an offense or expect what's coming, being able to communicate and not just go on the field and think pass rush, actually relay, talking to Stout on the whole other side, screaming at improving the brain of the game.
Mm-hmm.
For both of you guys, Coach Silverfield was in here and said, it'll be a little bit different this week at practice, getting, prepared for an opponent, not just installing everything. What was the vibe of practice today? What were you guys maybe doing that was a little bit different from maybe the first 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm. I feel like we had to be more like scout periods and stuff in practice, but then there's like the point in camp where it's like you kind of see like the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like the closer you get to like the end of the camp, you really start to feel like a fresh start once again because you're not just going against each other like every day with no end in sight. So now it's like you really start to prepare for an opponent. So it's like I want to say see the excitement goes away during camp. It's just like, I say more so the monotony of just going against each other every day with like no one else to play except you. So now I feel like the excitement starts to come back around and stuff, knowing that you have an opponent coming up that you're preparing for. So,
Steven, another thing Silverfield said, he's challenged Charlie a couple times to put on some weight as a guy in his position room, as a defense. I mean, are you guys on him about that? Drink the smoothies, eat the chicken sandwiches. How are you guys going about that?
We all are accountable for each other. So yeah, I tell him like, brother, go get some food. We actually grilled at his house. I had 5 burgers. They were good. He had like 3. So just stuff like that to try to, get him on some weight. So yeah.
We got you after the spring game, but I'm just curious how much that performance, you had a couple of sacks, pressures as well. I mean, how much was that a foundation for confidence now coming into fall camp and what you've been able to do this month?
I wouldn't say I hate to say this. I don't look at a lot of myself. Team game, team sport. So I know with me getting pressure on the quarterback, it's gonna make the corner's job easier, the safety's job easier. So I just be kind of telling them like, hey, just take away his first read. Either he gonna throw a crappy ball or I'm gonna get him. So it's like it's a little bit confidence booster, but I feel like I'm rushing for my teammates. Like I'm not gonna make the corner guard, somebody a man 20-yard post route. I'm gonna get him before it. So I feel like it's all just a one unit type of thing.
Steven, I think whenever we talked to you last time, you said maybe you played some linebacker and even like Sam Starr at your last stop, and now you're in the Jack. I guess of all the things you've done, is this the most comfortable you feel in any sort of defensive role yet?
Yes, sir. I would say for one, because I've been working it a lot more, just the FBI football intelligence of the game. So it's been easier, but I do like it. I get to still be physical, at the line of scrimmage, get the drop, might get a pick, will get a pick, stuff like that. So it's been fun, especially when you know what you're doing. Like you can recognize in time on the field.
And then for each of you, obviously KJ was named the starting quarterback. Just having gone against him, what are things that he does well that makes you all confident in him as, that leader of the offense?
From what I've seen throughout camp, whenever we have like situations, like 2-minute situations, I feel like he's really like poised under pressure and stuff like that. So I feel like that's a big key for a quarterback. How can you perform when like the pressure is like really on, time to make plays. In the half, in the game, start of the half, those 4 minutes are usually some of the most important minutes of the game. The end of the first half, the start of the second half. So being able to have a quarterback that is really able to be like poised and like situations like that, I feel like that is somewhere where he does excel at. So.
I was just gonna say his confidence. He always is out there screaming and yelling, not crazily, but like you can tell he kind of not controls the vibe, but like he's quarterback one for a reason. I would say like he's not just waiting for the rep to start. Like he's control. Like he can control the offense. I can say that. Like as a defensive player, I can tell he's poised. He snapping at guys, telling guys to go here, go there, talking to the running back at the same time type stuff. So I would just say you can tell he's very confident in what he has put out his game to be, and it's paid off.
I'm going to ask you about the tackles on offense. If you've gone against Kavian Broussard very often, Brian Williams, what's your take on those 2 guys?
Kavian, this is an interview. I love Kavian, but he is very annoying. It's like on his first kick step, he can get like 5 yards back. Like he has a great kick step, which iron sharpen iron. I get some sacks on him. He'll let me know, hey, you're not that fast. Like I can get to you. So I say it's just a lot of iron sharpen iron. I love him. And Brian, he's very physical. Like Brian's just very physical. If he get his hands on you or he punch you, game over.
Okay.
O-line, love those guys, and we can tell as I call us one unit. We're a team. It's not offense, defense, special teams. We're a unit. I tell them like, bro, we getting better. Like when we first got here, you wasn't kick stepping this fast or this. A lot of stuff has changed for the better.
Same kind of question for you. What receivers have you seen that you think can rise up, give you some troubles?
Chris Marshall's that guy. Throughout camp, I feel like Chris became Chris is that guy. I done seen some like receivers like throughout my day. Chris is probably up there with some of the best that I've seen as far as just like a dude that can just play the position. Yeah, Chris is the guy. And who else on the road? We got CJ. CJ's pretty good. CC and Jamari is gonna be a really good duo in the slot. I feel like they both can like feed off each other. CC is probably more of a possession receiver, and then Jamari he has the speed to be able to take the top off. You know, Jamari used to be the quote unquote fastest guy on the team until I came around. So, but you know, I feel like they both are really good receivers. We have good battles every day. There's always a back and forth competition between safeties and them. So I feel like everything's really good.
And then just a quick question about the star spot, the physicality of the role. Like, what do you like about maybe the versatility and stuff of what you're doing?
Being close to the action. Like, this is the most plays I've made ever in a fall camp. So I feel like just being in this position where I am, and I'm getting sacks just about every day. But like before this, I might have had I've never had a sack in game ever. So I feel like this year I'll be able to get some sacks and stuff. And it's like also I want to shout out like the coaches and stuff too. Coach CJ, I feel like I want to shout him out because he really helped me come a long way as far as like being like in the box and being a lot more comfortable in those positions and stuff like that. Like pass rushes and stuff. I'm not just coming free, I'm just free rushing. I'm actually like beating tight ends and stuff like that. So I feel like that's somewhere where I feel like my game has developed a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm there yet. I still got a long way to go as far as stuff to work on. But I feel like I want to shout out Coach CJ for helping me like get to where I am today and being comfortable in that start position and being able to make plays and stuff like that.
Stephen, you look like you wanted to say something about Chris Marshall too. You kind of gasped.
I had to guard him for one play. Like, I've had to take him to the flat a few times, but it was a play I really had to kind of guard him, and he just disappeared. like I'm not even. He was running straight, and we had him like, we call bracket, or when we like, you know, we 2 man on 1.
Yeah.
I got somebody over top. I'm just running behind him, and I swear when he took his break step, he just disappeared. Like he was out of my whole I couldn't reach out and grab him if I wanted to. And like ever since then, I tell him like, I don't like you right now while we're in camp, but I also tell him like, we gonna get you the ball. And I feel bad for whoever has to guard you all those plays, cause it sucks. I don't think like, how is it really guarding Chris Marshall? I'm sorry, I want to ask you that. on the interview. How is it?
I ain't never really been in a position where I had to guard him. Like I might have had maybe 5 reps guarding Chris. I will say this. It was like in the spring, like 3rd day of spring ball, I think. And we was in some sort of coverage. I ended up having to like guard him. It was like the top of the route. I had broke on. I thought I was in like really good position. I was like fighting to get the ball out. Like got like hands of steel, like Superman. Like the ball like didn't move, but I was like, all right, that's something different. So Chris is really good. Chris, that guy. He's as advertised.
I wanted to ask you guys, I'm not asking you to bag on your former program. I'm just wondering what's different to you guys, something that stands out about this program versus where y'all came from.
You go first.
Yeah.
It might be a little easier. Mark Stoops, you know, I love Coach. He tell us a lot of times he treats us like a pro. One thing I can tell here, and honestly, like Coach Silverfield, when I make it to the league and I do my documentary or whatever, I'm gonna say like when I played for him, I hated him. Like I don't, cause he's so firm in what he says, but I can already tell now, like the stuff he's doing for us, we probably don't see the benefit, but in season roll around and next year we're gonna be like, holy smokes, I didn't see myself doing that, but it's all the work we're putting in now. And that sounds kind of stereotypical, like all the work we're putting in, but like it's so much more little stuff that we're doing that like when you see it or you hear we have to do it, it's like, oh, why is he making us do this? But when you're on the field, if he's supposed to be in the non-tech and he decided to just be a little bit tighter inside, that could be the difference from a toss play going to the crib or he's in a position to just stick his hand out and cut the play off. So it's a lot of stuff we do here that I feel like emphasizes not taking shortcuts, you know, really being a man of your word. Because if you say you're going to do something, he's going to overly expect you. He gonna be waiting on you to do it. Like, I'm waiting on you, Sauce. Like, where you at? So stuff like that. I just feel like a lot of stuff he does is like, it's just great. Like, it's firm. It's like I said, it's kind of gruesome, but you need that. You need that. We don't need coach walking around skipping and giggling. Like, we need, tight with it.
I got a lot of love for those Colorado guys. I got a lot of love for them. Y'all know I grew up with all of those guys, and so I'm still in touch with, Coach Mathis. I actually texted Coach Prime, what was that, like 2 weeks ago, texted him happy birthday, so I'm still in good fortunes with all of them, so I have no sort of bad blood against them whatsoever. But as far as differences in the program, I say here, you kind of like realize. In Colorado, I'll say Colorado is like not the only like team like in that like state. So it's like you're like other pro teams that are like involved like around the area and stuff. So it's like I feel like in the state like not all the pressure's just on like just one team. But like here, like this like the saying in the building, like you're not playing for the University of Arkansas, you're playing for the state of Arkansas. So I feel like you kind of do feel the pressure as far as like from the fans, like we want to like win now and stuff like that. And I feel like the coaches have done like a really good job as far as like getting that message across to us. Like they're really hungry for like success like right now. So we're all always striving to get that done for the fans like every day. So.
Do you feel that too, Stephen, with the fans? I mean, like Arkansas wasn't very good last year. A lot of fans aren't expecting a lot from you guys. You feel that?
It's crazy as it sounds. Like, I might have on like an Arkansas shirt going in the store and like everybody is just always just like happy. Like they still have as much faith like as they won the championship last year. Like everybody's just I came in contact with is still overly ecstatic about the season. Like they're ready to see what's finna go on. And the ones I talked to, maybe it's because I was bigging in their face, but they was like we know you guys are going to be good. Like yeah, so like I say, to me it's like everybody still is on point, train still rolling.
I do have a quick something about that as far as like being out in public. I got a few stories. One time I was at Stonebridge at the driving range over there. I remember I was just hitting, and this guy, he came up to me and we were just talking and stuff. And then I guess he saw like how I was hitting the ball. He was like, "Are you an athlete or something?" And I was like, "Yes, sir. I play football." And then he was like, "Oh wow." And then he just gave me like a free set of like golf tees and stuff like that. So I was like, "I'll take these, no problem at all." And then what was this other? There's a restaurant called AQ Chicken House, which is really good, really good. So I went in there by myself one morning, and then cause I tried to go like the day before, but like the line was like out the door, so I knew like at that point it must have been like a really good restaurant. So then I went back the next morning like right when it opened. So then I'm in line and stuff. So now I'm sitting, and there was like an older couple that was like sitting to my left, and then we were just like having small talk like the whole time I was there. We gave each other like our backstories and stuff. So then we came to so they had left probably 10 minutes before me, I'd say. And then it was time for like me to pay. And then the waiter or the dude that was serving me the food, he like came back. And I was like, "I'm ready for the check." He was like, "Oh, they took care of you." I was like, that's a good deal. So I really like do appreciate like the fans and how like diehard they are for like Razorbacks and stuff. So that was a cool experience.
That's one.
Hey Carter, first of all, great call on AQ Chicken House. It's a Springdale staple. Kind of a similar question to Trey. You were at Colorado during that 2020 season when it seemed like the entire college football world had eyes on that program every week. What did you learn from that experience of just having all of that attention on you? And did that experience, has that helped you hear with maybe like outside noise or expectations in Arkansas?
Yes. Shut off the outside. That's really it. Just shut off the outside and just focus on what you got going on every day. The outside noise really doesn't matter. Like everyone else's opinions has no effect on like how you are and what you do, because they don't know anything. Like they could say all they want, yada yada. Like you could look on TV and maybe you'll see that like say they run a concept that looks like maybe it look like it's my fault, but little do they know that like it may have been someone else in the defense to where it should not even got to that point. So it's just like, just being able to focus and just have tunnel vision, really, and just come back every day and just keep working, because the outside noise, it really doesn't mean anything. I feel like that is something that I got better at, like, time throughout college. That is one thing that I did, like, struggle with my freshman year, I will say. But then, like, as I'm growing and matured and just realized that, like, that stuff doesn't mean anything. It's all just fluff. So, yes, sir.
Guys, great job.